welcome to the Veterans Growing America podcast. I am here with retired Command Sergeant Major Donnell Johns, who is the CEO and owner of Veterans Growing America, and also the co-host of this podcast. And we have today Miss Taunya Ford, retired Major, U.S. Army, and also the owner of Revived Beauty. Welcome to the show, young lady.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me, I like to jump right in. Tell me, how did you get involved with Veterans Growing America, and what did that do for you?
Ooh, wee.
I like that response.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Oh, a beautiful woman that is having a change of that had a change of responsibility today. CW5, Ernestine Epps, Delaware National Guard, and she made history. Thank you, family. She worked with Mr. Johns, and in knowing me and what I wanted to do with the Revived Beauty, my custom-made wig business, she said, hey, there's someone I need to introduce you to. And he owns Veterans Growing America. Ironically, I had seen them before on social media and looked to the left, looked to the right, followed a little bit. But with them being on the East Coast in the DMV area, I was like, it's not like I can really participate. But then again, it kind of is. My sister lives in Silver Springs, Maryland, and I'm out there as frequently as she will have me. And so I was like, okay. So my cousin introduced us, and it was all game over for me saying what I wanted to do with the business and that I needed a mentor, and I was looking for inspiration because it dropped in my lap. And not short after that, we had a phone call that went well, and then I started actively following Donnell. What was important, I'm not gonna cry, What was important is that I was on the edge. It was 5 years of retirement, but retirement was with chronic depression, and I hide it and hid it very well. And I had been suicidal, and I had no inspiration. I had dreams. I could fix other people, but I'd come home and be just out of it. Mm-hmm. And I'd been diagnosed with lupus, which is why I had to retire. And I was diagnosed with epilepsy. And so I was just fighting myself and fighting my health. And Chief Epps was like, I have the perfect introduction for you. Veterans Growing America is amazing. And I'm sitting here like, yeah. Well, it has been. And I think it was like 3 meetings into it, I had told Donnell personally that he saved my life. She saved my life, he saved my life. I'm looking into my business, I found purpose, inspiration, mentorship. I love their slogan, in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that is the truth. You know, I feel even being here in San Antonio, Texas, I feel a part of the family. I feel like I learned something from every connection. I'm actually actively in the cohort program. And it's just a bunch of veteran inspiration. So because of Chief Epps, I am blessed to be here today, and I'm blessed to have found my new inspiration. And thank you, Veterans Growing America. I did that without crying.
No, that was, thank you for sharing that, because you're going to have me crying over here, you know, because we often tell people that, in fact, what we do is we turn passion into purpose, purpose into prosperity, you know, through entrepreneurship. But could you tell me a little bit about your military background and experience?
Ooh, enlistment 1998 as a food inspector out of Las Vegas. I took a semester out of college, joined the Army, and then came back to Las Vegas and was in 6252 Hospital Section 2. Great time, great leadership. I was able to use my food inspection skills like I was Deliver Me from Eva. Have you ever seen that movie?
Yes, yes.
Yes, the University of Nevada, Las Vegas just let me blossom. Um, and in 1998, they returned the ROTC program back to the campus. It had left after downsizing. And so there was about 5 of us in the program to restart. And I was the first African-American woman in this new class and this new, now that it's returned to the campus, to graduate from the program and be commissioned as a field artillery officer. I served 20 fabulous years. Most of my time was in Army recruiting, the best job ever. I was a company commander in Houston, executive officer in Denver Battalion, and enjoyed every bit of it. So when I transitioned from field artillery to signal, I had signal time in 401 Cav and the different units, but my heart and my passion was always in recruiting. I loved living the life, being the poster child, and growing America's Army. So that was enlistment in 98, commission in 2001, retired in 2018 due to finding out I was allergic to the sun. I would have 2nd and 3rd degree burns, not knowing why. And then a friend that followed me on Facebook and worked in dermatology called me in, and we had some tests ran, and the biopsy came back positive for lupus. And so couldn't remain in the Army, but a blessing as I had made it to retirement. And so I retired out of Fort Cavasso when it was Fort Hood, and remained out there for five interesting years. But had I not been diagnosed with lupus, if they would have let me stay with lupus and just not be in the sun, like in recruiting somewhere, I could have done 40, 50 years. I believe in the Army story. It changed my life. I'm an Army brat, and I would walk somebody into a recruiting station now.
Love it, love it.
Yeah, that's amazing. And so can you tell me a little bit about how your military training and experience influenced your journey into entrepreneurship?
How what influenced it?
How your journey through your military career influenced your entrepreneurship?
Oh, yeah. While in the military, in recruiting command, I got really, really, really sick to find out that I had fibroids. And so I had to have surgery, and the surgery went bad because I had internal bleeding and became septic. So when you become septic, if there's anything wrong with you, it gets worse. And so hearing got worse, sight got worse. Signs that I wasn't catching was my hair was falling out. So went in, had that experience, was hiding with things and not understanding why my beautiful shoulder length hair is falling out. So I started making myself custom wigs and doing stuff then. Well, fast forward, I keep going, I'm hiding things, I'm showing up, but not knowing I'm sick and that I actually have lupus. And I'm continuing to lose my hair. I'm sick in Afghanistan, I'm sick in El Paso. And then when I found out that it was actually lupus along with alopecia, I started focusing on myself differently. Well, lupus took my career away in the military, but it gave me my business, because I then started making custom wigs for myself and donating wigs to women that I knew or didn't know. Someone would have a friend, I'd be like, oh, I would love to donate a wig. Let me make a wig for him. Oh, you like this one? Yeah. And so my passion started to unfold. And again, being challenged by friends and family. Why are you doing all of this? You ever thought about doing a business? You keep giving things away. And I said, oh, it would fund what I give away because it costs money to put wigs together. And I had actually been seeing my therapist, psychologist, and I had a whole breakdown in her office. And it was just like, oh, I'm spending $3,000 a year minimum. I'm terrified. She says, I could put you in for a prescription. A prescription for what? I've already got a bunch of prescriptions. She said, for a wig. You can give me a prescription from a wig? For a wig. Yes, you just have to go to a VA certified vendor. You just can't go out in the streets and go to, JoJo's Hair Shack. And so I was like, okay. And in learning the process, it was always in the back of my mind, if this is what can be done for me, I can give back to veterans because I lost that. I lost it when my career was taken away from me. So I said, okay, not going to be a battalion commander in recruiting, not going to do this, not going to be a G6, but I can be a battalion and brigade commander over my own company.
Mm.
And so I started building the thought process like a mission. And, I was slowly making advancements until I was called out by Chief X to move forward and stop standing there. So the pain turned into purpose. And it gives me back to work with veterans again. So I can work with any insurance company and with retail people. I have no desire. I have a desire to take care of women like me that serve the country, have served the country, that didn't know that customization was available as a prescription.
No, that's amazing. And so you kind of answered our third question, and you dug in a little bit into the next one about the uniqueness of your business. But can you tell us a little bit about what a cranial prosthetic is, and then how does that work into your business?
So a cranial prosthetic is when it is a medical prescribed wig. A regular wig off a retail shelf is not a cranial prosthetic because it's for retail or regular situations for everyday Joes and Smoes. But with a cranial prosthetic, it's used because the individual has a medical diagnosis of hair loss, whether it's lupus, cancer, alopecia, and there's a list of other medical diagnoses. But when it's labeled cranial prosthesis, it's for medical purposes.
Wow. I have this question for you, and answer the best way that you can. What challenges did you face in transitioning from the military that is helping you in the business world?
Transitions I faced in the military that helped me in the business world?
Yes.
I love the military transition in missions. Yeah. I pull from war fighters. I pull from FTX planning. I pull from command and staff in my own company, calling my old commo chief when I need some inspiration. And I turn around and put that with my business. Literally, behind the computer, I have the little the easel board with phases. And I pulled from recruiting. I look at something and be like, what's the ROI? Will I get
right
from going to the CV? Or is it going to cost me money? And I don't have an advertising budget. I used to run the AP&A in recruiting, public affairs. I don't have that no more. Now that's me. But you know what I have done? And thank you, Ms. Krista. When I didn't know what to do, I called Houston Recruiting Battalion. AP&A was like, I need to do this little bio, not sure. She walked me right through it. Now, mind you, my change of command from them was like in 12. But I stay involved with that staff because they're spectacular. So I have taken everything from as a non-commissioned officer in a private to a major to make this work, planning, budgeting, meeting people, I'm doing follow-ups with at office visit. Thank you for your time. On this date, I came in and requesting to see them. Hello, I'm interested in an office call. I learned that in the Army. So in addition, I have used I pull from my cool toolkit, my kick bag, my rucksack. I use all them tools. They spent that good money. Like example, the Army sent me to expanded graduate school, and I used my GI Bill and got a master's. So all of them tools that I was given, I utilize them now, even down to search the good stuff. I don't know if everybody's been in one of them classes, but some bases you have to go through.
The MRT training.
Yeah, I'm a A Romeo, so I know.
I believe in it. I believe in resilience training, and sometimes I have to take myself through a class and be like, okay, this happened and it was horrible, it was tragic. I gotta search the good stuff in this in order to fight depression, in order to fight anxiety. And one of the other tools you learn as a commander is type, don't send. And visit. Because I had some business hiccups, and I went in like, okay, what would he have told Lieutenant Ford to do, Captain Ford to do? Revisit that email, or sometimes just say the answer is okay. You can see someone, you don't have to respond to everything. And all that came from the United States Army.
So along your journey, I'm sure you learned a lot of lessons in the military, in the business, but like as you've been running your business, what are some of the key lessons that you've learned that you could share with us?
Oh, key lessons learning in business. Surround yourself with like-minded people. They don't have to be in the same industry you are, but like-minded people, because when you're drained and you feel like you can't go, sometimes you can't kick yourself, but an inspirational word that comes from someone else will do just that. I put myself in a group. Actually, it's run by one of the soldiers that was in my brigade when I was a Brigade XO. And she has a circle of masterminds with 14 African-American women entrepreneurs. And we meet every Tuesday from 9 to 11, like we have a training meeting, and we hold each other accountable and support. So I learned to stay in those type of groups. Also, research before you involve yourself with someone that involves your company, whether it's making a purchase. In the Army, we get 3 estimates, and you got to justify that you want it. Don't just jump at it because you think somebody's interest is yours. Because you can be had for $1,000 or $4,000. I am living proof, and that hurts a pocket as a new business owner because I'm running everything from my pocket. So be slow to jump at somebody that wants to help you or take a deal, because they probably gonna make money and you're not gonna get what you needed. And like-minded people. They don't have to be the same people. They don't got to be the same color. But if they can be, it's beautiful to be in a circle of African-American military women that are entrepreneurs. It's spectacular. It's great to be with Veterans Growing America with other veterans. And so that has given me my Army back. That's given me my company and my platoon and the camaraderie. And so That's what I would say would be the biggest, my two largest things: like-minded people, and get 3 quotes. Check them out, because if it's too good to be true and they jumping at you, it probably is. And you can't trust everybody, because the difference is it's your money and you're banking on that. That means something don't happen when you lose that money.
No, that's huge. That's huge. You had me over here writing stuff down. So that's amazing stuff. So tell us about your future plans and goals and your continued involvement in the veteran community. How are you going to use where you're going right now to help you in the future? And then as far as being involved in the veteran community, how is all of that going to work together for you?
So with Revived Beauty, we're not saying someone's not beautiful. We're saying sometimes we need support with reviving what we've already had. So with the mission of giving veteran women back hairstyle versatility so that I give them back the hairstyle versatility so they can focus more on their health. Now, where I would like to go is that they don't even have to come to me. Come on if you want to, but to educate them that this is available. Because what's not happening is the dermatologist isn't informing us, the primary care doctor isn't informing us, and it's just not news. And then there are some companies that are out there to take advantage because, oh, military dollar. I'm about hairstyle versatility and camaraderie, and that's my purpose. I live nicely as a retired major. So with growing my business, it allows me to donate more to women that don't qualify and have the healthcare benefits, because how you feel about yourself or how you look can alter everything around you. You know, you can be great, you know, as a doctor, as whoever you are. There's something about when you feel good about yourself. When you feel good, you look good. Don't get me into Coach Prime. They pay good. I'm from Colorado. Stand up, represent. Yes. So to take it to growth further will allow me to empower my nonprofit, which is Revived Battle Buddy Beauty, so that I can support women out there that don't have the insurance, but they're doing great things. You know, someone that's in college or running a family, and it will lead me to be able to give them makeovers. That's no cost to them. That's what makes me feel good.
No, that's amazing, and we really want to thank you so much for joining the show. Truly appreciate you sharing your passion, inspiration, and just your journey with us. Donnell, man, you always got the best guests. I really appreciate you always reaching out and getting the best guests, man. But what we'll do is close out here. I want to thank my co-host Donnell Johns, Miss Taunya Ford. Thank you again. And what we'll do is we'll close out with this. All you gotta do is
shop, baby.
Shop, baby. Yes, Veterans Growing America. Yeah. If it can save my life, it can grow America. And because of Veterans Growing America, I am growing in a new season. I went from being a caterpillar to a butterfly. So I'm ready.
That's because you love it. Yeah. She's in business for herself, but not by herself. Turning her in the purpose and her purpose into prosperity. Let's grow, baby.